Just letting everybody know that we are live and good to go whenever you are.
Sounds good.
Hey, Megan, one thing I had on is I did not have a roll call at the start of the agenda. So if you wanted me to do a roll call, I can do that if you'd like.
Okay, that sounds good. Shelley, are we waiting on anybody else that you're aware of, or should we go ahead?
I believe everybody is here, so we can go whenever you want to go.
All right. I call this meeting to order. Shelley, would you do the roll call, please?
Sure. Amalia?
Here.
Shannon?
Here.
Richard?
Here.
Megan?
Here.
Craig?
Right here.
And Marcia?
I'm here.
And I don't know if you want me to do the staff that are present or not. Brian?
Here.
Guy?
I'm here.
Tim?
Yep, I'm here.
And myself.
Great. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes from last meeting? Seeing a lot of yeses. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the minutes from the August meeting.
Thank you, Craig. Second?
A second.
Thank you, Shannon. Okay. Board update, one vacancy remains and an additional member will be joining at October meeting. Does that mean that the mayor has appointed someone to that position? To one of the openings?
They have not yet. The information I received was there was 3 applicants, and at their September 8th meeting is when they'll be appointed. And so after that meeting is when we'll know who the chosen candidate is. And then I will be in contact with them and they'll join us for our October meeting.
Great, thank you. And then we need to move on to the appointment of the chair, vice chair, and secretary. I personally would hope that Amalia would remain secretary. If you're comfortable with that, Amalia, yes? Great. Do we need to do a motion on all of these, Shelley?
Yes, we probably should. That'd be great.
Okay. Can I move Amalia remain secretary? Can we get a second?
I'll second.
I'll second.
Whatever.
Plenty of seconds. Lots of support for Amalia. Yay. Okay. Do we have anyone who is interested or would like to make their interest known in chair or the vice chair positions?
I would move that Megan remain as the chair.
I'll second that.
Well, thanks. I shall. Vice chair. Richard, were you interested in maintaining your position?
Am I in that position?
I believe so.
That's
Am I
fine.
wrong?
I thought it was Jerry. I thought Jerry was, and then Jerry left before our.
I'm all shades of confused.
But I second that.
I'm fine.
Okay. Richard, vice chair. Okay.
We need to vote on those.
I think the move and the second is enough. Shh. I apologize in advance for my dog. She is very rude. Moving on to the parks report.
Parks report. I'm up.
Yeah,
Of
it's you,
course.
guy.
What's that?
Said it's all you, guy.
Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, of course, most of the month has been dedicated to the storm cleanup efforts. Most of the city crews and city staff in some form or another has participated in that cleanup. It's gone quite well. It's taken a lot of time and a lot of equipment, but we're definitely seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And hopefully by I think it's the 14th, we're going to close our gates down here to any more debris coming down by residents. Of course, we're continuing to try to keep up on all of our normal duties, but with limited staff, we've been just doing kind of the necessities. Mowing and trimming. It's just been kind of the necessities. We're starting back in again at doing more of that right now just to kind of catch up, but that kind of went to the wayside. So it did get a little rough in areas, not to our standards, but we'll get back to that. Landscaping maintenance the same way with all the streetscapes and landscapings around town. We're just making our way back through those again, cleaning out the weeds and tidying those up. Of course, it's going to take some time. Working with various building projects with Shive Hattery and contractors regarding the Rancho House that went out to bid, but was a little over. So we're trying to work through some issues to get that project back down within budget. Hopefully we'll have an answer on that here real soon, so we can proceed with the Rancho House finishing up. And of course, the Aquatic Center HAVC project. Shelley might touch a little bit more on that, but I think they're pretty well on schedule for the most part. A few hiccups here and there, but it's gone quite well. One of the big ones that if you happen to be going by Penn Meadows Park on the weekends now, not this weekend, of course, because of the holiday, but the city of Cedar Rapids contacted us to inquire about using our baseball fields, our ball fields, just because of all their park closures up there. They wanted to bring their youth program down here, which is equivalent to our NLCBS Town League. So worked through all the details, walked with Matthew Eckhart with NLCBS, our NLCBS, I guess, was all on board with partnering, and we're bringing their program here. Cedar Rapids is very appreciative of that, but you'll start seeing a little more activity on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday at Penn Meadows Park. And Centennial Park, the tot lot is finally in, but we're currently waiting on the pour in place rubber surfacing contractor to arrive. I received word that the contractor, 2 of the 3 teams had coronavirus, so they've been delayed. Hopefully maybe September 15th they can get here, but I'll keep everybody updated on when we may have an opening date of that playground. And of course, most of our seasonal staff has returned back to college. All but 2 of the 12 seasonal staff remain. Other than that, I'm here to answer any questions regarding anything that you may want to ask.
Guy, how are we looking on the dog park?
Yeah, that's what.
All right, well, the dog park, of course, this dry weather hasn't helped the turf out much. We've just been kind of knocking down weeds, and to be honest with you, we haven't, since this storm, trying to clean up with it, I haven't given it much thought, but we're still hopefully planning on some sort of soft opening this fall. We'll see how this, if we get some rain, get that turf to grow again, and maybe we can get it open to the public for some sort of usage. But of course, we'd hope to have a little more done, like the benches in. We're close to having the shelter roofs done. We just have a little bit left to do, but of course, we've been very busy pretty much the whole month with the cleanup efforts. We're definitely a little behind on things we'd like to do out there at the park, but I think once we start getting back into some normalcy around here, that we'll start working out there and tidying that up and getting it ready to open to the public. I'll definitely keep people in the loop, and I'm sure NLTV will have some sort of publication stating that our intentions are to open on a certain date.
Great.
What
Anyone?
was the extent of the damage to parks with the storm?
Well, we did have some damage. For one, we've had some shingles lost, and one of the dugout covers was taken off at Quail Ridge Park. But before that, if you recall, we had a hailstorm, and I was just going through the hailstorm claim, and a lot of our roofs are getting replaced, or we're getting money anyway from the hail damage. So they're gonna have to figure out between the two storms how we get paid out. If we're already getting paid out because of the hailstorm, then we're not necessarily gonna get paid out because of the Horatio storm that hit. But of course, a lot of tree damage. We're still working through our tree damage in our parks. We've kind of taken care of all the high priority stuff, the stuff that is very dangerous to the public, like hangers in the trees. We're still working around getting some of those, but for the most part, all cleaned up. And actually, the day of the storm, our trails were just covered with trees and limbs, and that was the first thing that we did. We went down there, we stayed late that day, and we at least saw it and pushed everything to the side, so we had our trails open up that same very night. It's amazing how many people are using the trails. I think it's because of COVID-19, and people are, they're doing different things, the things in what they normally wouldn't be doing. So yeah, the trails are very important. A lot of people are using them.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Hi, this is Shannon. I just, as a person that walks every night around town, really appreciate how hard you guys worked. Heard a lot of comments from community members about how quickly everybody responded and how quickly things were cleaned up. Can't imagine what that's felt like to you and your crew. So thank you guys for all your work.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Very welcome. And I have to say that working with the public, because the public's been coming in and out of our site down there, and it's been a very positive experience with the public, people helping people, and just working together to clean up our town. There's a lot of pride in our town, I have to admit, so, which is very reassuring.
Yeah, I'll echo that. And the senior circuit was very, very positive, talking about how the trails were open and ready to go for nobody's walk was interrupted.
Yeah.
Any more questions on the Parks report? All right, seeing some no's, we'll move to the recreation/pool report. Shelley.
Thank you. A lot of the summary is in that report that I presented. Big thing in August is usually when we're getting ready for our fall programming, fall registration. Again, that was pushed back a little bit and a little bit and a little bit as we progressed through COVID. We decided that we were going to kind of go to a registration window of 1 month prior to program starting to help eliminate the possibility of being canceled and then refunding certain things. And so August was the month we started registration for some September programming. We did continue with the virtual on some of our programmings online and through Facebook, so that helped. We continue to just kind of roll with the changes and roll with decision making, basically from day to day. School district decisions definitely play a part in a lot of what we operate as well. So that we had to consider, as well as we found out we could not use school sites, and then also with the before and after school program. Right now, currently what we're thinking about in regards to the before and after school program is not having the program until school goes to the hybrid system. And on the hybrid system, then we would start having after school only. We do have about 40 that were registered for the after school program back in spring when we originally set up the hold your spot for this fall. We're sending out emails and trying to communicate with those individuals on if they're still interested or not. We just sent out another one today, just trying to have them at least reply yes or no if they're still interested in the program, which would potentially start September 21st, when that's the first 2-week period of the unlearning. And again, we just have to take it day by day and see what the school district makes decisions and how that affects us. So a lot of unknowns continue, and we're just gonna roll with the changes. Swim lessons. Our next swim lesson session for the fall was supposed to start September 28th. We are going to start registration on Tuesday, right after Labor Day. What we're trying to do there is just first gauge the interest of participants. For the lower levels, we are asking that the parent have to be in the water with the children. And so we just, again, want to, some of the stipulations and restrictions we have in place, we want to at least get the registration out there. And then as people register, it is an easy way to communicate as we decide if we're going to hold it or not. Staffing, we are short-staffed when it comes to the swim lessons, so we're still working on that. And still trying to decide what we can and cannot offer come September 28th. As Guy mentioned, this month in August, we've been closed for the indoor pool because of the HVAC project and also repainting. Originally, the deadline was supposed to be the end of August. The HVAC project asked for about a week extension, which was granted. And the other project, the repainting, since that was a little bit delayed, they need 7 days of cure time for the paint. 2 coats of the white have been down, but he's not finished with the blue and the black lines. And so as soon as we get the date that he's complete with the painting, then the 7 days will be in effect. We're hoping to reopen September 14th, but again, that is subject to the painter and the cure time for the paint. So we're rolling with those changes as well. Weight and exercise area continues on a daily basis, per time period. Members are getting used to signing up for their specific times and doing that process. Same with the track. And then September 1st, we did open up the gymnasiums for pickleball and basketball. Pickleball has not yet taken off, but we do have some basketball players in here. We have a group of morning ones, I think right early in the morning at 6:15 or so that have been coming into play. So we're gradually, again, adding different areas of the facility under our limitations set within each area. Additional reports and stuff are in the packet. Again, with how people membership wise, we've seen an increase in weight fees, a little bit of increase in pool use. I think that will definitely increase again once we're back open for use for lap swimmers come September. But I'm open to any questions.
Yeah, back to after school. Is there with Clear Creek? Is there just not any numbers that come out of Clear Creek in order to offer a back to school program for since they've started back to school?
We don't have it specific by school. Basically, back in springtime is when we had enrollment of current participants, be it whatever, majority of them are Iowa City School District. The one thing with Clear Creek, they do, if they do want to join the program, they do have to provide their own transportation to the recreation center. So that's the kind of the kicker there. But the majority of them back in the spring when they signed up was the Iowa City School District. And again, when we go to our thought process, if we go to the hybrid model, when they're at the schools, we'll go pick them up on their selected days of in school. If they want to come on their non-school days, they would have to provide their transportation to the rec center. So again, we're going to keep those options open, but again, we're still trying to figure out of the 40 that are currently registered, who is interested, and then from there, we may or may not open it up. Again, staffing is going to be a concern there, and how many we can actually take, and et cetera.
So are the numbers actually why transportation isn't provided, like from North Bend? If they had it, has it ever been offered to see how many might participate or anything?
Again, I know they have a good program out of North Bend, which most of the K through 6 would go to. They use the school-based program. I'm not sure how many are out there that are not part of that program or some other type of program.
Well, and I also know that like the Clear Creek district cannot bus outside of their district boundaries. So that could be part of a contributing factor as well.
Well, I think, doesn't the rec center go pick up in vans? Or does the bus bring the after-school kids?
In years past, we had a combination of both. They would drop it off, but then once they stopped the bus service, then we went in our own van transportation, pick the individuals up from the Iowa City School District only. But I can check I'll have Matt Fielder do a little checking and see if their program at North Bend is full or not, and if they have extra, if that communication has been relayed to them of our program. So I'll do some checking on that and report back.
I'm full of questions, but Guy did a great job. And the dog park is a big discussion group among the circuit I'm in. And some people want to know, and I know it's been publicized, what do they have to do if they want to go day one to the dog park with their dog? What do they have to do in the way of, is the registration going through you or?
Yeah, actually, we have a staff person at City Hall that is working on all the rules. And we have been meaning to get those all finished up, but there's going to be some rules there. But yes, there will be a registration process that you can get through the City Hall, or probably maybe even somewhere else, like for example, like the rec center might be able to register to go out there to the dog park. But we'll get all those things hashed out here real soon and see what can be done. Mainly, we're gonna a lot of stuff's gonna be more set in stone come next spring when we do the grand opening versus the soft opening.
I know I've just fielded some things. I think there's a misconception that people think they can just go out, walk out there and take their dog in anytime.
Right, and we're gonna want everyone that uses that to be registered just in case if there's an issue or something that comes up. Not that we're gonna be able to probably stop everyone or check everyone, but that's what the rule is gonna be, to have everybody have their dog registered and proof of vaccinations and things of those such. And I apologize because I wish I had planned on working on this a little heavier, but of course, things have this storm really has taken a lot of our time, and I apologize for not getting this more up.
Understand that completely. Understand that completely.
Guy, is there gonna be signage out there, or is there signage on the fences or anything?
Yes, we are working on signage. We're probably going to be more of a temporary signage because we don't have anything made. But we had talked about this laminating our rules that we have and getting those posted on the fences, like the gates going in, to get that information out to the public. Like I say, we plan on having an information kiosk there. But that's not in place yet. That's another thing that we have to get done yet. There's quite a little bit that needs to finish the dog park completely, but we're working on doing what we can right now to get signage on the fences to give people the information they need.
Any other questions for the parks report or the recreation report? No.
I have one question about swim lessons. So will the numbers per class, like right now, I think it's 5, like will those also be smaller with having the parents in the classes?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And it's dependent on how many instructors and how many people sign up at this point to determine that?
And just the overall number of people we want within each time period, just to keep the numbers low, the 10 and under kind of basis. So yes, all class program registration numbers, we've knocked that number of people in each class down to 10 or under. And yeah, some of even the swim lessons have even gone down to only three or 4 participants along with the parents. So yeah, it's going to be a challenge, and yeah, we're just going to have to kind of roll through this September session, and then our next session of swim lessons is scheduled for November 9th. And so I think we'll have a little better handle on staffing. Again, as most of our kids are either college or high school, once they get set in their kind of ways, then hopefully November session will be a little bit more better offering of classes and the number of participants.
Okay. Last call for questions. Checking, I'm seeing none. Okay. This is another record. The next meeting will be Thursday, October 1st, where Shelley will be absent. That's a bummer.
I will be on vacation, so I'll probably turn over to Brian and/or Guy to lead the way.
Okay. Well, enjoy vacation. I'll be on vacation the next week, so good for us. Yay. Final words, anyone? All right. We are adjourned. I really missed the